Okay, welcome. It's time.
Good evening.
Good evening. Let's start the class. Thanks for being punctual, guys. Okay, today we have this part. We're gonna continue with something similar. Okay, we were studying yesterday can, the use of can, that we have something additional to ability, to permission, but we have possibilities too. That was, it was the use that we were working yesterday. So today is something similar. We continue in the book, right, in your book with the next topic, but it's not really new. Because as you can see, it is always can. And always you can see that we continue using as a possibility. Okay, because we have some other uses that we studied yesterday. So, but what's the difference? Well, the big difference is that we have here a WH word. That's the only difference. Okay, so we are adding before the modal verb can a WH word. In this case, where, when. Because these questions are related to information. So I mentioned yesterday the affirmative, the interrogative, the negative, cannot, can't, right? And I just mentioned the question. And I said that when we want a question, not just with can, right? But with any tense, present, past, future, present, perfect, etc., will do the same. And is the auxiliary at the beginning, before the person, before the subject. And then we have a question, right? Because in this case, here is affirmative. So we have, if we want an affirmative, well, this is a question. But if we want an affirmative, we need to change here. Can, right? Can. And not here. Because it's affirmative. You can. He can. They can. Okay, so if we want a question, as you can see, just change the position of can. Now it's before the person or before the subject. And again, we have a question. Like here, right? It's the same. What's the difference? The difference is that here we have where or when, that is a WH word. Okay, but it's the same order. If it is a question, can before the person. With, con, or sin, WH word is the same order, right? It's the same orders. If I want a question, change the position of the auxiliary, modal verb in this case. And what's the difference? Okay, can you tell me, please? ¿Cuál es la diferencia? What is the difference si yo agrego una WH word a una question o sin WH word? Is there any difference? Do you remember? I mean, in the use, right? In the question. Is there any use? Don't you remember? Well, the only yes.
Cuando ocupamos where, pedimos información, ¿no?
Okay, yes. Yeah, it is related, but not just with information, right? But the point is that is an specific information. We have a better or a full conversation because we need a specific information, not just information, but specific. Because if we say, where can I stock all the new products? Okay, where is specific. But if I said, can I stock all of the new product? Yes, you can. Sin WH word, podemos contestar solamente yes, no. Yes, I can, no, I can't. Pero con WH word, no puedo contestar así because it doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't make sense. ¿Dónde puedo almacenar esto? Sí, no. No make no sense in English, no sense in Spanish, right? It doesn't make sense. So when we use WH word, means that the answer I'm looking for a specific information, a specific answer. No solo si lo puedo almacenar. Si me dicen, ¿lo puedo almacenar? Sí, ahí me quedo sentada, right? Porque no me están diciendo algo específico. It's in general. Yes. But if I add that simple word, where, o when, dónde, o cuándo, ya no me pueden decir sí, no. Me tienen que decir aquí, allá, este día o el otro. And that's the difference when we add an WH word that we want or we will give specific information. That's the difference. Y que además, si yo tengo una WH word, no puedo contestar solo sí, no. Okay, I have to give another answer. Okay, no solo sí, no. No se puede. When you are adding WH word. Who can help me? Who can help me? Yes, no, no, right? Who can help me? Carla can help. Sophia can help you. A specific name, a specific person, specific information. And that's the difference. That makes the difference between a question with WH word and a question without WH word. That's it. Okay, that's it. That your information will be more specific. Your question and and therefore, right? Por lo tanto, therefore, your information too. But as you can see, we can do both questions. If you notice, it's the same question, right? La pregunta es la misma, miren. You can notice. From here on, can you stock all the new products? Can you stock all the new products? Yes, it's the same. The only difference is this part. Entonces es lo mismo, ¿no? Porque aquí solo me dicen sí, no. Y aquí no, aquí me dan un lugar, una información más detallada, más específica. So that's why it's good to use to add to your questions WH words. That remember that can be when, where, who, how, what, how much, and how many are WH words too. Okay, so with those WH words, we just add them. You see, as you can see here, solo las mando al inicio de todo, solo la pongo al inicio. Pero la estructura de la pregunta no cambia para nada, you see? Nothing at all. Can, and the person. You, I, she, he, you, I, he, she, etc. The verb stuck. No changes if we add where or when. And that's it. So if you want to have a short conversation, don't use where, when. Can I help you? Yes. No. Can I, let's say, can I buy these products? Yes. No. Okay, you will get specific questions. I mean, specific answers. Pero si usted quiere ir más allá, ser más detallista en lo que están hablando y más amplio, use where, when, what, who, how much, how many, etc. Okay, and that's it. As I said, this is not really a new topic because it's almost the same. Okay, so in the next statements, right, we must have a question, but you can see here the answers. So we need to observe the questions to create the answers. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to try to solve it, and then we're gonna check it together. Okay, so 5 minutes counting from now. Please try to solve it and individually, and then we're gonna check it together. Remember, the only difference is that in this case, you have a W word, so you will have a complete information, a specific information, a specific answer. That's the difference. But the structure is the same, right? And this is the use of a W word. Get specific information. So please try to make the questions. I will wait for you. 'Notice that in some of them, according to the question, in some of them, you will use a W word. And in some of them, you don't need, or we don't use W words. That's what you have to identify, please. If you need a W word in the question, can be when or where, right? According to the answer. Or no W word. That's the idea. Okay, 4 minutes. Two more minutes. Okay, let's see. You have the answer. Please. What do you think or what do you identify that is the question for that we need in number 1? If the answer is, it is you can store them in the back room, what is the question that we need here?
Can you store them in the back room?
Can you store them in the back room?
Where can I store?
Yeah, I think it's better where. Where can
Where can store?
excuse me, where can I store this? Or where can I store them? Or I don't know. Where can I store them? Or store them, or I can store this, another option, right? Okay, because we have a specific place, right? You can store them in the back room. So if I have a place, it's because I use a W's word. Because the question is, can I store them in the, because the question is correct. Can I store them in the back room? But the answer would be, yes, you can. Or no, you can't. Because it's my question is, can I store them in the back room? You can store them in the back room. Make no sense, right? It sounds weird because it's the same. ¿Puedo almacenarlas en el cuarto trasero? Puedes almacenarlas en el cuarto trasero. Sounds like a little bit weird, right? So if I use can I store them, the answer is yes, you can, or no, you can't. So in this case, significa que me pidieron, ocupé un where, porque me están dando una respuesta no, sí, no. Cuando ocupo solo can, utilizo can al inicio. Pero cuando la respuesta es más específica, significa que yo he utilizado o yo necesito una W's word para que me den una respuesta específica. Okay, so that's the connection that we need to do. And because that's the idea, right? If in the real life, si yo quiero una respuesta específica, no sí, no, utilizo W's word. Si yo quiero sí o no, entonces solo me quedo con el auxiliar can I y the rest. Entonces si me contestan, si yo tengo solo can I o can you, yes, you can, no, you can. That's the idea. Okay, so in number 2, what happened in this case?
Where can we move the TVs?
No, this is number 2. Number 2, this.
Number 2, can she sign
Can
the
she
form?
sign the form?
Okay, so in this case, yes, right? Because because I have yes, no, it means that I don't want more information. If she wants to give me or someone wants to give me extra information, it's your decision. But the answer, the question goes for yes or no. Can she sign the form? So the answer that I'm looking for is yes, she can. Okay, thanks. But if the person add additional information, is more specific, that's okay. But that's up the person, right? Is her or his decision. Si me quiere dar más información, ok, está bien, pero yo no necesito, o no estoy demandando, o no me interesa, o qué sé yo. Porque lo que yo necesito saber si la firma o no. Sí. And the truth is, esto es como un ejemplo de una full answer. Pero la verdad es que no suele ocuparse mucho así, ni even in Spanish, right? Puede firmar ella el formulario, la forma. Sí puede firmar ella. No, right? We don't say that. Not in English, not in Spanish. At least that you want to do an emphasis. Puede firmarla. O puede, incluso ahí le quitamos. Puede firmarlo el formulario. No hay problema. Maybe, right? Maybe. But most of the time, if we don't have, we have this kind of question, the answer is yes. ¿Puede firmar? Sí, puede. Y hasta ahí. In English and in Spanish, is similar. The truth is that this is additional information, right? It's more, we don't really use this in a real conversation because we say, yes, she can sign the form. It's more, in this case, it's more for we to know that we have both possibilities. Or that she can means she can sign the form. That is not necessary. It's more practical, sounds more natural. Yes, she can. Is prohibited. No, no es prohibido. Dependiendo del momento, de mi entonación, del énfasis, de vez en cuando lo puedo hacer así. Yes, she can. She can sign the forms. Pero no siempre, si me están pregunta tras pregunta, yo voy a estar repitiendo todo así de largo, ahí sí ya pierde la naturalidad en el idioma. Okay, so we need to know when to do this combination. It can happen, but in some situations, sometimes, not always. But it is possible, yes. But the most common is, yes, she can. No, she can't. Okay. So in number 3, what do you think that is the answer?
Number 3, where can we move the TVs?
Number 3, where can make no sense? No,
Can't
we
can't we move all the televisions?
Yeah, could be. According to the answer, yes. Can we move? Can we move all the TVs? Let's say TVs. Okay. Can we move all the TVs or televisions? Okay. Yes. No, we can't. We can move all the televisions. But no, we can't. They are not. The answer doesn't tell us the place, right? Para usar el lugar tendría que haber, ¿qué? Tenido en la respuesta que me dieran un lugar. Si yo pregunto where, en la respuesta tendría que haber in the cellar, in the back room, in, I don't know, in the park, in the parking lot, etc., right? But I don't have a place here. So it's not connected if I use where. According to the question, no. So can we move all the TVs? Yes, we can. No, we can't. This is additional, as I said, right? Sometimes, depending on the situation. Pero más que nada es para comparar que esto significa esto. Okay, number 4. The answer is they can pile up the boxes tomorrow.
When can they pile up
When
the
can
boxes?
they pile up
Correct?
boxes?
When can they? You see? So in this case, it's clearly that we need, because we don't have a question. I mean, we don't have a yes, no answer. It says a specific answer. The time, tomorrow. So definitely in this case, yeah, makes sense, right? When can they? They can pile them up or pile the boxes up tomorrow. Or pile up the boxes. When you have these phrasal verbs, you can mention this in the middle, okay? Wake me up o wake up me. Puedo poner el objeto en medio del verbo y la preposition que me hace el verb phrase. Puedo usarlo en medio o puedo usarlo al final, como en esto. So I can say, they can pile the boxes up. Or they can pile up the boxes. Like wake up, right? Wake up. But if you want to say, wake up me tomorrow at 4 a.m. But you can say, wake me up. Honestly, in these cases, it sounds more natural in the middle. If we separate, okay, peel up. So peel the boxes up. Especially when it's a pronoun, goes better in the middle, like wake me up, okay? Wake me up. Okay, well, this is an extra information. Okay, so now number 5, you can store the 90 cars on a warehouse.
Where can I store
Where can I store
90 cars?
Correct.
the 90 cars?
Where can I store the cars? That's correct, because we have a place. You see the difference? And we don't have yes, no. You can see that difference. Okay, no, the last one, number 6.
Can I give you information of the product?
Okay, well, in that case, sería, can you give me? Yes, I can, right? Can you give me?
Yes.
Can you give me information about the product? Okay. And as you can see the difference, you can identify easily when to use a WH word. You can notice that in the cases that we have yes, no, okay, you see the connection. We don't have WH word. Look, we just use the auxiliary. But when you have a full answer, it's because you are using a WH word. Full answer, WH word. Full answer, WH word. You see? The green ones are the ones that we don't use WH word. The blue ones we do, right? We use WH words. So we have or we get or we give a full answer. And that's it. That's the difference. And that's the new topic. Okay, it's not something really different from what we started yesterday. Okay, so I don't know if you have any comment, any doubt, any question so far?
No question.
Okay, no question.
No.
Okay, thanks for answering. Okay, and that's it. That's another topic. Easy, right? So it's not necessary to to do changes in the structure of the question. Just we add the W word to get more information. Okay, so here we have one, right? One exercise, but we can modify it a little bit. Imagine that the new products are end material just arrived at your workplace. So ask or say where others can stock them. But let's change a little bit. Let's ask in general what possibilities. For example, can I get 20 photocopies? Because sometimes we have a limit, right? I don't know if it happens in your office, but many times people have limits. You can get any amount of photocopies. So I'm asking for that possibility. Or where can I get the copies? For example, if you want to know if you can or if you can't, if it is possible or not possible, just use, can I get 20 photocopies? Can I get 100 photocopies? But if you want to know, if you need to know the place, look at the difference. Where can I get 20 photocopies? Ya no me van a decir si no, me van a mandar to a specific place, right? So you see the big difference. With a little word, we change the answer. Okay, so can you think about maybe one or two situations, similar situations that you can use where or when and where? Asking about possibilities, or like the example that I gave you in your office. I don't know, any question that you can do related to your work, to your company. Imagine that you're there. Can you tell me, please, one using a W word and can, or without W word? Think about it, please. I gave you one example, right? Can I get 20 photocopies? Or the difference, where can I get 20 photocopies? It's a big difference. Just with the W word. And that's what you have to keep in mind, right? That it was the topic, because that's it for that topic, okay? We already covered that topic. That we need to recognize, to be alert, or to keep in mind that if we add a W word, we'll get a better and more complete information. So it's good to try to establish a conversation or to do questions using W words at the beginning, because we don't change the structure. We just add the W word that we need. So it's good to practice that, because you will get more specific information. If you don't want specific information, you just want specific, if you don't, if general answers like yes, no, well, don't use W words. No, es que yo quiero saber si sí o si no, no más. Es que yo no quiero hablar más. Es que yo no quiero oír más. So don't use W words. But if you want, use them. Okay, so one example, maybe at least one example. Just one. Think in your office, in your company, the activities that you do there. Like get photocopies, like, I don't know, contact customers, something related with that. I don't know. Okay, I will give you 2 minutes to think. Let me know when you have yours. But I will be waiting 2 minutes. Imagine that you are in your workplace, at your workplace, and the situations that happen there. The same question with and without.
With and without.
With and without W words. So we can see the difference. Okay. Anybody who wants to share your idea using this? This simple structure?
Where can I move those reports?
Okay. That's correct. Does it happen in your office?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, but it's unspecific, right? It's specific. In that case, she needs a specific place. Tell me where. Okay. Do you
The
have one
answer-
more? Yeah.
The answer, you can move those reports to the warehouse.
Okay. Okay. Can be, in that case, to or into. Into. Cuando vamos a trasladar algo o alguien, es cuando usamos into, porque va en movimiento. So, into the warehouse. Can be. Okay. Okay, thanks. That's correct, Miss Abla, because we don't say yes or no, right? We give a specific information because you are adding a W question. Okay, thanks. That's a good example. Anybody else? Nobody else?
For example, teacher, where can you put the new tools?
Okay, where can you put
the
the
new
new tools? Okay, yeah, can be. Where can you or where can I, right? Where can
Yes.
you? Where can you? But maybe it makes sense too.
Because
Maybe.
the answer is I can put the new tools in the warehouse, for example.
Yeah, maybe. But sounds a little bit different, right? A little bit different because most of the time the question is where can I? Si le pregunto a alguien es porque, ok, esa persona me va a decir. Pero ¿dónde puedes ponerlos? Yeah, maybe if it's in the right way sounds a little bit strange, weird, because where can you, and I can, but the structure is correct, okay? The structure is correct. Okay, thanks. That's correct. The point is that, right? Where can I or where can you? But that's the structure. Okay, the tools. Okay, so do you do that question in at work, Mr. Fuentes?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you do that question in your at your workplace, in your office, in your company? Do you do that question for someone? Is it true? Do you ask that kind of questions? Where can you or where can I put these tools?
Yes, I ask when we have new tools.
Okay, when you have new ones. Okay, okay, interesting. Yes. Okay, good. Nobody else? Nobody else? No. Okay, but that's the idea, okay? Not complicated. Well, let's continue. And that's it. That's all the topic, guys. Okay, so because the difference is that, right, when we use and we add W's word, why, what for, por qué, para qué, why, what for, we add another W's word and the position. That's it. Okay, so now we're gonna continue with a new structure. Be going to. Okay, do you remember this structure? This structure most of the time is used when we are talking about things that we are doing in the moment, at the moment of speaking. But sometimes we use it for future. Okay? I think that you studied this structure in previous levels to express things that you are doing in this moment. I am speaking, I am explaining, I am listening in this moment, right? Things that we do at the moment of speaking. That's why we use this structure. But let me tell you, because you are almost at the end of the beginners, that you can use this structure for future. It's similar. We do it in Spanish, okay? Because I'm traveling next week. Can be I am traveling next week. Are you working with us? For future, right? Maybe. Yes, I am. So that's a detail, okay? That remember, you can use this structure the same, exactly the same, if you want to express ideas in future. But things that are supposed to be 100% for real, that you are sure that they will be in that way. I'm traveling next year. It's because I have the ticket or because I have the money, because I have the reservation, because I have the invitation, I don't know. But it's not because I think, I consider, I imagine. No, I have proofs. when most of the time when we use this structure to express future is because you are sure. Okay, you have proofs. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. It's because it's dark. It's because there is a strong wind. It's windy, like, and because you can listen even thunders, right? So you have reasons, you have evidence. So you can say it's going to rain because we have evidence, because we have proofs that something can be. Okay, that is the case that we can use this structure to talk in future. Okay, but in this case we're gonna use it with, in the book, right? We're gonna use it talking about things that you are doing in this moment. But remember the second use, okay? No se olviden, también para futuro is possible. But the main point is things at the moment, okay? Eso es para lo que nació. It was born to express things that are happening in this moment, okay? Para eso nació. But it has another use. Okay, so, but let's remember the structure. You have here verb to be. Remember that we use verb to be when in present, right? Be becomes, que se me vuelve, and, is, and are. Depending on what, Miss Abla? Depending on what? Why do I have 3? And this is verb be. Depending on?
On the auxiliary?
No, depending on, look,
Oh,
here, depending on.
I, she, it, we, you, they.
Depending on the person, depending on the subject. So we're gonna change and is are depending on the person or depending on the subjects. Okay, so that's why we have 3, but it's the same verb to be and the same tense, present. Okay, the structure, the verb to be is in present, but we use it combined with going to talk about things that we are doing specifically in the present, but specifically in this moment. Okay, I am going to work. She's going to work. So in this moment, right, I go driving, or maybe you are on the bus stop, or maybe you are walking because you are going to work in this moment. Okay, I am explaining, or I am going to. Okay, I am going to explain. So in this case, is future, as I said. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Que cuando yo le pongo al verbo directo el ing, son cosas del momento, right? I am working in this moment. Pero cuando yo combino con el going to, el go es el que lleva el going, entonces ya se me vuelve futuro. I'm going to work. Okay, it's future in this case. I'm going to work. I'm going to study. And what is the difference between will and going to? When it's better to use will and when it's better to use going to? When? They are similar, right? Sometimes they are similar. Maybe sometimes it's the same. No, it doesn't matter, teacher. It doesn't matter. But sometimes if you want a difference, is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference. So do you remember what's the difference? Do you remember when to use one and when to use the other?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay, well, let me help. We use will when you don't have something really for sure. When you have doubts, when you consider, when maybe, when you talk about spontaneous things, and that will appear naturally. Okay, we don't have to stop. Is this spontaneous? Or is this not? Is this for sure? No, when we know those concepts, will is most of the time when we have something that is not for sure. You see? Puede que sí, puede que no, quién sabe, mi imaginación, mis deseos, but it's not something for sure. Or something spontaneous. Okay, I will help you. I will open the door for you. In that case, it's better to use, and unconsciously, I use will. Because it's something spontaneous. We use going to when you plan something in advance. And will when it's something spontaneous, a spontaneous decision. No plans. Okay? No plans. Or when no plans and we don't have evidence, it's not for sure. That makes the difference. Sometimes, in some situations, can be any of them. Cuando no está claro si es seguro, si es plan, si es espontáneo, si es evidencia, no evidencia, sometimes we can use both. Sometimes. Pero eso lo aprendemos fácilmente basado en esos dos conceptos. Nosotros empezamos a tener la capacidad de ver cuándo puede ser los dos, cuándo es mejor cuándo es mejor el otro. Okay, and spontaneously. That's what I said. If you are going to help, okay, someone in advance for plan is difficult, right? Al menos que esté pensando en el compañero o la compañera. Ay, mañana Miss Rodríguez va a ir cargada con boxes. Entonces yo voy a ayudar a Miss Rodríguez. ¿Hay algún mirador que tuviera Miss Rodríguez ahí? Entonces va a estar pensando quizá en advance, Miss Rodríguez va a llevar cajas y yo le voy a ayudar, le voy a abrir la puerta. Solo que así, right? If it's someone who admires Miss Rodríguez, maybe. But on the other hand, por el otro lado, eso no es tan común que alguien va a estar pensando en previously, right? Un día antes va a pasar esto tal vez y yo voy a hacer lo otro para ganar puntos con mi jefe, con mi compañera, con mi compañero. No es un plan el que hacemos, es something spontaneous. Ok, so yo le ayudo con esto. Yo le abro la puerta, yo hago lo otro. Right? It's something spontaneous, it's not something planned. Pero como les digo, si alguien me dice, como no, teacher, usted puede decir mañana va y siempre va cargada, siempre va cargado y yo le voy a ayudar para ser mi amiga, amigo de él, de ella. Well, maybe, right, as I said, the example, but that's another situation, okay? That is not the most common situation. The most common situation is spontaneously. It can happen, right? Por eso les digo, hay situaciones, nada está 100% escrito, porque yo les puedo decir eso. No es espontáneo que usted, es espontáneo que usted va a abrir, no lo va a pensar un día antes y alguien me puede salir con eso, como no, teacher, a veces uno ve cómo puede agradar a la otra persona y piensa antes en que él puede hacerlo y cómo lo va a hacer, ¿ok? Puede suceder, por si alguien me dice, y es cierto, you know, it's true. pero estamos hablando de lo average, de lo general. ¿Ok? Que algo puede cambiar, yes, but we are focused on the average situations. Okay? So based on that, on the average situations, we have spontaneous things and we have plans. Or if you pick up the phone. Mi mamá está enojada conmigo. My mom is angry with me. So tomorrow when the phone rings, I will pick up the phone before her so she will see that I'm a nice boy and a nice girl and she won't be angry with me anymore. No, right? It's not the most common. ¿Puede pasar? Yes, pero no es lo más común. Que ver cómo contenta la mamá, porque nos portamos mal con ella y mañana voy a ser amable con mi mami. No, right? It's not the average again. You go and you take the phone, you pick up the phone. So you will say, Mom, I pick up the phone. Mom, I take the phone. Don't worry. So it's spontaneous. You will say, I will take the phone. Okay, so that's when we use will. And going to, when you have a plan, as I said. If you travel, if you say, I'm going to travel, as I said, the example is because you have what? Evidence. So what kind of evidence? At least the money, right? Some money saved in the bank. I will need 5,000 and I have 2,000 already. Por lo menos ya tengo 2,000. Ya es una evidencia. All right, so maybe my brother, my sister invites me, or I don't know, I have the reservation of the hotel, remember, or at least I already have the ticket. I don't know where the hotel or those details, but I have the ticket. So I can say I'm going to travel. But if I said Sunday, I will travel around the world. When, Sophia? Well, I don't know when, but Sunday, I'm sure. So in that case, Sunday, I will travel around the world. Okay? Because I don't have money, I don't have ticket, I don't have not even $100 per in the bank. So it's my wish, it's my dream, it's my imagination. So that's when I say I will travel. You will see, I will travel. Okay, so I will travel and I'm going to. That is evidence most of the time. When we use going to, is evidence that we have something for sure. That is something planned. That is something almost done. You see? That's the difference. And that's when it's more convenient to use going to or will. Will is not the topic, right? But since it is future, and for you to remember what's the difference when to use the previous, that was will, and when to use the new, that is going to, I think it's good to do this feedback. Okay? And that's the difference. In that way, we can recognize when to use one or when to use the other. As I said, remember, sometimes it's possible both. Okay? Sometimes. Okay, and here we have the structures. I am going to. Look, this is, in this case, purchasing and storing, right? When you will acquire something. But the idea is to use the structure in general, right? Be able to use it in general. So I'm going to, you see, always this structure. Don't put the fingers to this hand. What is the hand? Finger number 1, finger number 2, finger number 3, finger number 4, and finger number 5. So this is the full structure. If you want to use this future form, don't omit any of them. I going to, no, I'm or I am. She's, she going to, she's going to. Or she's buy, or she's to buy. No, because I don't know why some people omit some parts. So don't forget, don't put any finger of this hand, right? Finger number 1, the person, the subject, in this case, I. Finger number 2, the verb to be, in this case, am, can be is, are, or am. Finger number 3, going. Number 2, to. Number 4, to. And number 5, the verb. Because all that part I'm going to means voy a. But if I say I'm going to, algunos se me quedan hasta I'm going to the information. Pero no me está diciendo nada si no me pone el último verbo. Porque quien realmente dice la acción es the last verb, right? Because in the first part, I'm going to, I'm just saying voy a, pero no digo voy a qué si no le agrego el último verbo. So don't forget that, please, in the practice. Okay, I'm going to give you the information. The airline is going to transfer the shipping. Your packages are going to arrive tomorrow. Where is the package going to arrive? The question. WH word. Who is going to deliver it? You see? So, packages is equivalent to they. That's why we are using are. The airline is equivalent to it because it's singular, because it's a thing. So the airline. So when we have it, we use is, right? So in this case, the airline is going to. You see? So the point is that we're gonna change the verb to be form. Look, because the rest of the structure is the same for everybody. She's going to give. I'm going to give. We're going to give. They're going to give. You're going to give. This part won't change. No importa de qué persona hablamos. The only part that will change is the verb to be. Okay? And if you want to question the same story that I said, just use the auxiliary at the beginning. And who is the auxiliary in this case? Verb to be. So verb to be goes at the beginning. Is the package going to arrive? Look, the only part that I change is the verb to be. Right? The rest is the same position, going to arrive. Estos se quedan juntitos. Lo único que cambio es el verbo to be y el sujeto. That in this case is the package. Is it? It's like I said, is it going to arrive? Or it is the package, right? But if I don't want to say package, if I want to say it in general, is it? Because package is singular, so in esa thing I use it. Is it? So you see the same structure. Is it going to arrive? I just changed the verb by the subject. Who is going to deliver it? Who? Who is going to? Who is going to? In this case, what happened? Bueno, lo que pasa es que aquí no hay sujeto porque es el que estoy preguntando, el who. So, who is going to arrive? And negative, I just add not. And I can use, as you see, we can use the same contracted forms. That verb to be is not, isn't, are not, aren't. I am not, I'm not. Exactly the same forms of verb to be forms, right? Aunque es en futuro y no lo traducimos literal porque no digo no estoy, voy a, no. Sounds a little bit weird, right? I'm going to, voy a. Pero teacher, por ahí no se oye hoy el estoy, ni el está, ni el nada de eso. ¿Y por qué lleva verbo to be? Well, don't think in English, right? Don't make the translation. It's like when you listen, brother-in-law. We don't think hermano en la ley. No, never. We think cuñado immediately. Brother-in-law. And that's not what we are seeing. That's not what we are listening exactly. But that's what we have the meaning. So in this case, don't try to understand literal, word by word. No, I'm going to. Voy a. Ok, voy a darle la información. Voy a llegar. Voy a estudiar. ¿Qué se me hizo el verb to be? Well, está haciendo su función en English. Okay, but so don't forget it. That's the idea. So that's the way that we use this future form. I'm going to. And what is the short form? The informal, gonna. Gonna. This is the famous gonna, right? Always with verb to be. I'm gonna tell you something. Or I'm gonna tell you something, or I'm going to tell you something. This is more informal, of course, but this is more natural. I mean, in daily life, at the office with your friends, this is the most common way, form. I'm gonna tell you something later. That I'm going to tell you something later. Yes, of course, it's correct, but it's more formal. So I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna. It's the same. The famous I'm gonna is going to. Wanna, este no es el tema, right? But wanna is want to. Is the informal way to say want to. I want to tell you something. I wanna tell you something. I want to. Want to equal wanna. Going to equal gonna. Okay. But always with verb to be in the case of gonna and going to. Okay, verb to be. So this is not really new because you know the verb to be structure, how to do a negative, how to do a question, how to do the contracted forms. And this is what we're gonna use. Okay, this is what we're gonna change. Okay, so you see in this case, for example, you can say that's what we'll use. That's what we're gonna use. In this case, we can use both because we don't have something as a specific situation that plan or no plan, evidence or no evidence. So in this case, it's possible to say, okay, we'll use this, or we're gonna use this part, or we'll use this part. Because it's not a strong context, you know, it's not a strong situation that put the limit of real, unreal, possible, or wish, proof, evidence or no evidence. No, we don't have that line. So we can use any of them. We'll use this or we're gonna use this. Can be. I'm talking about the future. You see, there we have. Ahí aparecen naturalmente. Examples, right? Examples. This is an example. This is one example of what I mentioned before. Y a veces puede ser una u otra. But sometimes we need going to, or sometimes we need will. Three situations. We need to make the difference to identify when to use option 1, option 2, or option 3. Okay, so this is the use of going to. The structure, the use, etc. I don't know if you have any comment, question. And here you can see, right? Verb to be plus going to. But you see the point here is the verb to be. Because I am going to work. You are going to work. She is going to work. He is going to work, etc. I'm not going to work. You're not going to work. It's the same. So the only thing that we're going to change the position and the verb to be formed is this part. But the rest will be the same. A going to and the verb. You see? Here you can see that. Going to for everybody. The only thing that they are changing is the verb to be because they are changing the subject. But this is the same. Going to. And the verb for everybody, right? Can be the same. Negative. She is going to. So it would be she is not. She is not. I need to add here not to make it negative. And the question at the beginning, the verb to be. And the person or the subject in the middle. And the rest going to and the verb in the same position. Because if I said, is Peter going to pass the exam? Is Peter going to pass or is Peter going to visit? So if I need an affirmation, Peter is going to. Look, I just need to change this here and this here. But the rest, I won't touch this part. I won't touch this. Just this part to make question or affirmative. But the rest keeps in this, the rest keeps in the same position. Okay. Okay, now let's do the exercise and then you're gonna tell me real. We're gonna have a speaking, right? Based on this structure, a short speaking. Okay, so let's create here. Put the words in order, then answer the questions. Remember, what do we need to do for a question? What goes first in number 1? What do I need to use first?
Where?
Where. W's word, if it is a question, is always at the beginning, right? If it is a question. And then if it is a question,
Where
I need the verb to be, that in this case is are. After the verb to be, I need the?
Going to.
No, I need the subject.
Oh, yes, subject.
So it would be they, right? Where are they? And then, okay.
Then going to.
Going to, correct.
Okay.
And the verb, esto no se separa. Going to, what is the verb? Pick up.
Of the package.
The package.
Okay, the package. So you see, always the person, if it is a pronoun or if it is, for example, friends, it's not they, but it's friend. Where are my friends going to pick up this package? Not that pack. Is plural or singular? Package, yeah, it's singular. Okay, so the package. Okay, so in this case, you see, I can change here they, by, my friends. Or where are you? Right? Where are the co-workers? Where are the employees? I don't know. But always in the middle of verb to be and the rest, going to pick up. So what would be the answer? Where are they going to pick up the package? They are going. They are, we change, right? Because now it's not a question, so we change the position. And the same, going to package. They are going to, no, pick up. They are going to pick up. To pick up the package, where? Maybe at
airport.
okay, at the airport. Correct, good, a good option. At the airport. At the post office. Okay, at the store, at the new store, at the new branch. I don't know. Okay, so that's the idea. Because we have a WH word, you can see that the answer is complete. Okay, so number 2.
Who is?
Correct, who? Because it's double words. If it is a question, always at the beginning. Then verb to be, and then
Who is
Going to.
Who is going to
who is going to receive the
Okay.
shipping?
the shipping?
Okay, you see, so in this case, ¿por qué está juntito aquí? No se me vayan a equivocar. Que el compañero hace un momento le dije, pero no, la persona va en medio. Pero teacher, aquí, mira, aquí se quedaron juntitos. Yeah, but remember that we don't have a specific person in this case. Es lo que estoy preguntando, es lo que ando buscando. ¿Quién? En cambio, aquí sí. Yo estaba hablando de ellos. Pero aquí no sé de quién estoy hablando. Eso es lo que quiero saber. ¿Quién? So that's why it is together. Who is going to? But if you have the question about someone specific, no queda así de a la par ni juntito, sino que de quien yo pregunto queda en medio. Okay? So number 2, what is the answer? Who is going to receive the shipment? Invent. I am, for example, right? I am going to receive it. We can say to receive the shipment, the shipping, or to receive it. I'm going to receive it. I'm. Okay, or maybe the manager is going to. The manager, if I change the person, it's not I, now it's manager, so the verb won't be anymore am because it's not I. If it is the manager, I need to change the manager is. Because the manager is he or she maybe. But the rest is the same, going to receive it. And the last one. What is the order for this question?
When is going to
When is
When is going to, in this case, no. When is what? Who's the subject here?
the new
Alright.
material?
Correct, the new material. In this case, we have subject. So when is the new material? And now I continue going to
Arrive.
arrive. When is the new material? So in this case, y todo eso, teacher, todo esto, mire, es el sujeto. It's equivalent to it, right? Because it's singular is a thing, material is a thing. So when is it going to arrive? In general, it, when is it going to arrive? So we have the subject in the middle of verb to be and going to. In this case, not always will be a pronoun, the subject, but something equivalent goes in the middle of verb to be and going to. So you have to be, let's say, you have to be careful about who is the subject. And it goes in the middle. Who is the new material going to arrive? No le puedo quitar new al material porque es parte de él, específico, que es nuevo, pero siempre hablo del material, él. So, todo eso hace un solo sujeto, no solo material. In this case, right? So we have to put everything in the middle. Who is the new material going to arrive? So the answer, a probably answer,
The new material going to arrive tomorrow, for example.
okay, the new material is, don't forget is, the new material going to, no, right? That's what you said. The new material going to arrive. Pero ahí ya me le cortó un dedito a la pobre mano, Mr. Fuentes. Don't do that, please. The new material is.
Is going to.
The new material is going to arrive. Que lo puedo poner así, pero siempre se oye. The new materials. Se oiría como plural. The new materials going to arrive. That's another possibility. I can do that. But it's always there. Okay, so the new material is going to arrive. And that's what you have to okay, think in English. Okay, and what is the order in English? Just think. If I'm using a WH word, go first, then the verb to be, and then the person. ¿De quién estoy hablando? ¿De quién estoy preguntando? In the middle, before going to. So don't try to put it in order in the Spanish to English. No, think in English. Just, and how can I think in English? Just think about the order, the position, and the elements. The elements. Don't make the translation, please. Because especially with these structures that we have a different translation into another language, because it's not a literal translation. So we definitely make a mess in our mind if we try to do a translation. Okay? So don't make a translation, think in English. Okay? And that's one way that I recommend you to think in English. Just think in the order, in the elements, and in the order of those elements. If you want a question, if you want a negative, if you want an affirmative. Okay? So that's why. And don't forget any element, please. Don't cut the fingers. Remember 5 pieces, 5 fingers. The person, verb to be, going, the prepositions to, and the verb, the main verb at the end, after to. And the complement, right? That is different. Okay, so, but now let's do something a little bit more real. So don't forget the order, the position, because we're gonna use this structure in this speaking. Okay, so tell me, please. It says a shipping label, but we're gonna do a real conversation, okay? Think I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to tell us about your plans, your future plans, but maybe for next month, for the end of the year, or maybe for the next year. Okay, this is a good moment to use this topic. because I guess that you have some future plans that you have for sure, okay, for next year, for next month. For example, I'm going to celebrate Christmas in the company, okay, or I'm going to attend the Christmas party in my office, in my company. I don't know, or I'm not going to attend to the Christmas party this year. I don't know, or I'm going to change. I'm going to change of work, okay? I'm going to get a new job next year, or I'm going to stay in the company. Okay, I'm going to travel, or I'm not going to travel next year. I decided, it's my plan. Okay, it's a decision that is planned. Okay, so I'm not going to travel next year, maybe after in 2025, but no, in 2024. Okay, so that's the way that we're gonna have a conversation in this moment. Think about those future plans, but remember, are things that you have, maybe evidence, maybe you have in advance, something that is for sure. So you have that you have the plan, that you have the decision in advance. Okay, so 2 minutes to think about your plans, maybe for next month or maybe for next year. Okay, we're gonna do a parenthesis because I'm checking the chat and I see that the coordinator sent the link for Classroom, right? So can you please register in this moment in Classroom with your full name? Try to do it to see if it doesn't have any problem. Let's do a parenthesis. And tell me if you can do it, please. Don't forget to use your full name, please. Your full name. If you have 2 names, 3 names, all of them. If you just have one, well, if you have 2 last names, 2 last names. 1 last name, no problem. But if you have 2, your full name, please. Okay, I don't know what are you doing, guys? Are you thinking about your future plans or are you joining the link for Classroom?
Going the link.
Joining the link. Okay. Let me know when you can do it, please. And tell me if you have the same activity. I'm gonna show you this activity because I noticed I don't have the link, I mean of the teacher's link, so I can join Classroom in this moment. and I cannot check. So let me know. I'm gonna show you, and if you can join in the link and do the registration in Classroom, tell me please if you have this activity for Unit 1. When you join in the link and you register in Classroom, look in Unit 1 and tell me please if it is the same exercise.
Miss,
Yes, tell me.
a mí solo me aparece todavía las que tuve las que tuve en julio con Miss Diana. No me aparece nada de este módulo.
No le aparece el nuevo.
No.
El anterior sería el 3.
No, yo estuve en módulo 1 nada más
Ah,
con
ok.
Diana y de ahí me pasaron para este, pero no me aparece ninguno, solo el de Miss Diana.
Entró al link que acaban de enviar donde dice
Sí,
enlace.
sí.
Sí. Ok. ¿Alguien más que nos ayude? Si no, voy a decir la coordinadora que aparece en los antiguos.
A mí sí me aparece lo mismo. Exercise 1, vocabulary.
Que nos ayude ahí. ¿Qué encuentra? Mr. Fuentes. ¿Se está registrando, Mr. Fuentes?
Sí, ya estuvo.
Ok, le aparece, me dijeron, por cierto, que se me había olvidado y ya no me preguntó, ya no le dije. Me dijeron que sí, por favor, siempre se registre y que siempre envíe las actividades.
Ah, ok.
Ok,
Ok.
ok. Y le aparece el 4, le aparece Teacher Sofía y le aparece esto en Unit 1. Dice
Sí,
Teacher Sofía o le aparece el anterior.
Ya, hoy ya me aparece.
Teacher Sofía dice.
Teacher Sofía, ok.
Sí. Unit 1, Exercise 1, Vocabulary, Exercise 2, Grammar.
Is this the same
It's the
vocabulary?
same.
It's the
It's the
same.
same.
And the second is the same. Is this the second
Yes.
exercise? Okay. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, this is what you have to send this weekend. Just use the label, right? Related with the vocabulary. You see here, battery life, it means this one, right? Purchasing, maybe purchasing. This one, I think the last one. Okay. Shipping level would be this one, I think. No, this one, right? This one. What else? What's the other size? What is size? Ah, this one. Okay, this is thread. This is thread. Look, it was. I think it was. This was not in the book on the vocabulary, but this is the thread. Look, this here. This is thread. Okay. Tracking number. Well, this is weight. Tracking number would be which one? And this one, right?
Yes.
So that's the idea, that you relate the vocabulary with the pictures. And the other is this one, right? Just write countable or uncountable. I don't like milk. C or you. C the countable and you the uncountable. What do you think? I don't like milk. If we are talking about the milk, countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable because it's in general, right? About milk. T, countable or uncountable?
Uncountable.
Uncountable because is again is in general they are liquids. Remember the rules? Okay. Bottle uncountable, window countable, waiters countable, bread uncountable, drivers countable, bottles countable, juice uncountable, oil uncountable, and that's it. Ya lo hicimos en 10 segundos. All right, so you see a piece of cake. Please send it. Send it during this weekend, this coming weekend. Okay, and don't forget to use your full name, please. Ahorita no puedo checar porque no me han mandado a mí el link para teacher. But during the weekend, I guess, because I need to check your activities. Okay, well, that's it. Thanks for your information, right? That you told me that you are in, and that is the same activity. Okay, so now let's have the conversation. Tell me about your plans for the future. What are your future plans? Going to, remember, or maybe not going to. I don't know. Let's speak a little bit. Remember that it's supposed to be time to speak. It's a conversation, so you can ask questions if you have doubts or if you have the curiosity about something that your classmate says. Do the questions. Participate. Who wants to start this conversation? Don't tell me. I don't have plans, teacher, for this future, for the future. I live every day.
Me? I'm
Be my
going to celebrate my daughter's birthday in January 2023.
Okay, I'm going to celebrate my
daughter's birthday
my daughter's. Okay, your
in
daughter's.
January 2024.
Okay, on January 2024. Okay, so it's a plan. So I guess that you already are thinking about the amount, right, of money, or maybe you have some money for that party, right? Or maybe you already bought, hasta ya compró quizás de piñara, right? I don't know. So it's something that she decided. So I'm going to celebrate my daughter's birthday. Okay. Correct. What else? Do you have anything else? Okay,
I'm
questions for
going-
Miss questions for Miss Habla. It's a conversation. Pregúntele, Mr. Baiza, ¿cuántos años tiene su niña? I mean, the Miss Habla's daughter, right? Can you do that question for Miss Habla, Mr. Baiza? ¿Cuántos años tiene su niña? What is the question? How? How old is
Is
your daughter?
your daughter
How old is your daughter?
3 years.
3.
Celebrate to 4 years.
Okay. Okay, I started for the basic, right? Because it's how old is she? How old is your daughter? But Miss Rodriguez, how can I say tendrá? ¿Y cuántos tendrá? No cuántos tiene. ¿Cuántos tendrá in future? What is the way to say it, Miss? The age, to ask the age in future, Miss Rodriguez.
Her daughter.
Yeah, the same question, but not in present, right? Because we did it in present. So can you do the question, but in future? Because the question
How
that
old?
that is in present. So can you
How
help?
old?
How old?
How old is? Ay. I don't know.
You don't know. Mr. Fuentes, can you help us, please?
The answer.
No, the question. In future. Because she will celebrate it in January. So it's future. So how is the question in future? In present, how old is she? How old is your daughter? But in future?
How old we?
How old?
How old?
We?
How old will she?
Almost. How old will she? Algo le falta. El verbo to be. How old will
We? Your daughter?
She. Is she?
She does.
Oí muchos ahí. Ya no distinguí.
Maybe how old will your daughter be?
How old will your daughter be? Can be.
How old
Okay.
is she?
Is no. Because if you don't, she is no, because this is present. Y yo quiero futuro. Entonces el futuro es el will, pero como él se usa en la forma básica, ya no digo is, tengo que decir be. Right? For example, I will be at home early at night. Okay, I will be at home. Present, I am at home. Estoy utilizando I'm porque es en presente. Pero cuando yo voy a futuro le quito el am. Cuando va con el will nunca va a ir el am. So nunca va a ir el is, nunca va a ir esa forma de presente. Entonces, como el will va con la forma básica, ¿y cuál es la forma básica del verbo to be? Be, right? No is, no are. Esto va a desaparecer y tengo que usar el be. Okay? So that's what we need to change. Okay, so she will, what is the answer, Miss?
Will be 4 years.
She will be 4 years. She will be.
She will be 4 years.
She will be 4 years. Okay. Okay. So that is in future, right? Anybody else who has the future plans?
Me, teacher,
Tell me, sir.
I am not going to celebrate Christmas at company this year.
Okay. You decided. So you won't
uh,
celebrate it in the company.
because my boss
Mhm.
are in other country.
Okay, but my boss, one is, maybe is, my boss is. Or my
Yes,
bosses
my
are.
boss is
Okay, my boss is.
other
Okay.
country.
Okay, in another country. In another country, or my boss is abroad. Abroad. Okay, we can say that abroad, like this. En el extranjero,
Okay.
fuera del país, okay? So don't forget, how old will she be, right? Okay, will she be. Porque el be lo tengo que, el verbo to be lo sustituyo por el be. How old will she be? Okay, well, abroad. Let me write for you, spell it. Okay, that's another way to say it, en el extranjero, fuera. Okay. Okay, but well, that is not a reason. He should, you know, say someone to organize the party, the celebration. Your boss is being tricky. Okay, no fair. That's not fair. No es justo, mister. Not fair. Okay, what else? Anybody? Do you have one more? No? Okay, that's a negative. Good, because we have an affirmative and we have a negative. Okay, what about the rest of you guys? Don't you have future plans for next month, for next year? Miss Rodriguez, don't you have future plans for next year, for next month?
For next month, no yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And for the next year,
Neither.
I have I think I will travel to Europe, but it's not
A plan, for
it's a
sure.
plan. Yes.
It's not for sure. Okay, so that's why you can say I'm going to, right?
Yeah, I will travel.
Okay, I will. Okay.
I hope so.
Okay, I hope so, exactly. I hope so, so I need to use I will. Okay,
Yes.
so I hope so. Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
I hope so. Okay, that you can do it. Okay, so what about Mr. Baisa, Mr. Jerez? No plans, nobody? Come on, guys. No plans for the future? Okay, well, I hope that you have cleared the topic, okay? That is the topic, and have cleared the difference between going to and will, okay? And remember, there is nothing specific. You have to decide when to use will, when to use going to, when to use any of them, because three possibilities, because we have that three possibilities. It's not something 100% specific. It depends, okay? It depends on the situation sometimes, okay? But there we have, right, the clues. Ahí tenemos las pistas, when to use one and when to use the other. Okay, so and the questions. Don't forget the elements. Don't cut the fingers. No me le quite dedito esa mano del going to, okay? Verb to be, the person going, verb to be, going, and the preposition to, and the verb. Be sure that you are using everything. 5 elements to do this future form. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play the yesterday. Do you remember yesterday's video? Okay, what you have there in the last page of the unit is a crossword. Okay, it's a crossword about the vocabulary. So I think that you can do it at home, okay? It's just a crossword about the vocabulary. That is the last page. You have to figure it out. You have to find the different words related with the vocabulary. Okay, they are 8. But okay, so let's see the do you remember yesterday's video about Thanksgiving Day? What do you know? Tell me. Maybe if you didn't want to have a conversation about your future plans, let's have the conversation about that celebration. What do you know, or what do you remember about Thanksgiving? Do you think, or give me your opinion, do you think it's a good celebration? Do you think would you like to celebrate it? Or maybe you celebrate it. I don't know. Or if it is a good celebration. I don't celebrate it, Sophia, but I would like to do it. You know, I would like to include that celebration in my world. Okay. So let's speak for a while. What do you think? Or what do you know? I'm open the possibilities for you to speak. I'm giving you different options to speak. Maybe about your opinion, or maybe about what you know about Thanksgiving. Anything.
There are a lot of food.
Okay, yeah, that's true. People prepare a lot of food. And do you remember what are the most common dishes?
The turkey,
Turkey, okay, turkey.
the chicken, and
Beans.
bread.
Okay, turkey, yes, but the most famous dessert, the most famous dessert, you know, desserts? Ice creams are dessert, not desserts, right? Desserts. Ice cream is a dessert, cake is a dessert. So what is the most famous and the traditional dessert?
Pumpkin pie.
Correct, pumpkin pie. Okay, that's the traditional pumpkin pie. Okay, so, and why? Why do people celebrate Thanksgiving? What is the origin? What do you know? Or if you remember the video, yesterday's video, why? What is the origin?
No remember.
Don't remember. Okay, and what about the rest? Don't you? Don't you? As the song, right? Don't you? Nobody? Okay. It's a celebration because of the first colonist or settlement. Okay, settlement or colonist. But why? Don't you remember anything, guys? Don't you want to speak today?
England.
Okay.
England.
Okay, native from people from England.
Yeah.
Yeah, people from England were the main colonists, right? But remember that we have people from Denmark, even from Germany, from Russia, but the main was England. But remember that not just England settled, colonizaron North America. We have, there were Russian, German, Denmark, Irish people, okay? But most of them definitely were England. That's correct. So it's related with England people. Or settlement, right? Because there were some other nationalities, but most of them England. But what was the origin? Because it was hard for them. For the first settlement was hard to survive. You know, they tried maybe 2 times or 3 times, I don't remember, but they couldn't. They couldn't. And so most of them died. So at the end, one Native American, an Indian, helped them, helped the colonists, helped the England people. Okay, and they taught them, les enseñó, taught them how to grow. Okay, cómo cultivar, how to grow. It's the same verb that crecer, grow, cultivar o crecer. It's the same verb, how to grow. And then they could get the harvest and they could survive. And that's why they gave Thanksgiving the first day for first time. And they invited to the Native American people and the colonies, they got together with a dinner to thank God and to thank Native Americans, because without their help, they couldn't have survived. No hubieran podido sobrevivir because they didn't know how to survive. Okay, so that was the story that I showed you in the video. Okay, well, maybe on Monday I can play, because I want you to catch some vocabulary of that story. Okay, so we're gonna check together the video and we're gonna recognize some vocabulary, because it's a good vocabulary for you to know. Okay, and I hope that you can tell me this story on Monday, because I want you to speak, not me. Okay, so I want that you can tell me the story that I already told you. You will repeat the story, okay, on Monday, because I want you to speak. So, and I will show you the video. Okay, so, but I already gave you the part of the story, so you can say it again. To speak, please. Okay, well, that's it, my dear people. I appreciate your attendance for the whole week, right? All of you have been in every class, so good for you. Thanks. We appreciate your responsibility with the attendance. And thanks a lot, right, for your attendance during the whole week and during your participation. Don't forget to send the activities in classroom, okay? And see you on Monday. I hope that you continue with that excellent attendance. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Have a good
Miss.
weekend.
You too.
night.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Sleep tight.